So
individual, but
what they
gadgets
use,
that
yeah,
they
the gadgets, the kind of vehicles that they use, the kind of because most of them have private jets or private planes, and all that. Maybe the companies they have that emits carbon, yeah. So such like so, as we fight climate change, remember also we are fighting. The rich people are emitting a lot of carbon as we are fighting this climate change.
You
So
are
that's
soon
the story.
getting there. You are soon
And
getting there. I hope you don't complain when we say you are emitting a lot,
who said
because I
I'm
think you're soon getting
I'm
there.
soon getting there?
Soon using gadgets and
No.
machines.
Oh, you're
Ah,
praying for me well,
yeah, that's
I
a good
think.
prayer for you. Probably and success for you. Now, moving
Thank
on
you
to
so
point
much.
5, MPs propose amendments to election laws.
Yeah.
Now, changes include extension of timelines in presidential petition and altering the process of boundaries review. The story by Mercy Mwai. Now, Odede.
Yes, I think this one will give an humble time for the judges or for the panel to at least make their judgment and give a more detailed report on based on their judgment. And again, when they say that IEBC cannot transact any business as the term of some commissioners came to an end, while three quit and the fourth was forced out. And then this is another important issue that we need to deal with, because right now we don't have an IEBC, and then we are approaching 2025, and then an IEBC commission should exist 3 years before an election, and by 2025 we will be having 2 years, approximately 2 years, to the yeah, it will be 2 years some months to the next general election. It means that already Kenya is unconstitutionally right. How do I say it? It is not right constitutionally. Yeah, because we don't have an existing IEBC yet. Our leaders are singing 2027, 2027, 2027. So I don't know. These leaders, instead of singing 2027, 2027, they should push for the commission to exist, for the IEBC commission to do what? To exist, because um, I can see there some proposal to do with the 7 year term limit. And then most of them are against this 7 year term limit. So I am wondering if they are against this 7 year term limit, because they are saying it in public that we don't need the 7 year term limit from the 5 year term limit, then why are they not pushing for this IEBC to be in place?
That is, the committee wants declared election result of
Yeah.
presidential election by chairperson be done after verification. Now that is part of what is
Yeah,
in that story.
I think this one will also assist in reducing the cases, incidences of at examination, poll irregularities. Because if I am your opponent, you have to verify that this is the number of votes you got in these polling centers, and this is the correct number of votes I got in these polling centers, so that you are contented with your result, I am contented with my result. Not that uh, you have your number, I have my number, and then the returning officer will also have his number or her numbers. So that one will, this one I think will help in fighting the poll irregularities. Yeah.
Now that's a story by Massimo. Please grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read more comprehensively. Now on the same page, page 4, ODM says no to term extension bill.
Yeah.
Same story by Massimo. Now Raila Odinga's party, Orange Democratic Movement, and National Assembly's Justice and Legal Affairs Committee are the latest entities to oppose the bill seeking to increase the term of president, MPs, MCS, and the governors to 7 years. Now, what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Now, the audience is saying we are not in the activity or in the deal of and they're saying that should bring everything to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what Lennox you have in regard to that.
I think what is happening or what do happens is that right now I feel these MPs and or rather these leaders are playing with our minds, because what they should have pushed for even before debating on the impeachment of the deputy president regarding Gachagua, what they would have debated for is how to put in place an existing and a functioning IEBC commission. You see, because right now we don't have IEBC commissioners at the national level, and this is something that will jeopardize the constitution, because you can't have an IEBC 2 years or 1 year to election. So I don't know the kind of game they are trying to play with the Kenyans here, because maybe someone somewhere will go to court and say that now we only have 2.5 years to the general election. We can't have IEBC. What next? Go and debate on that 7-year term limit. And then what if it is passed? So I feel tunacheswa somewhere. These MPs, they should first push for an existing IEBC commission, so that
I think that
Yeah.
is within the jurisdiction of the president to make the appointment and bring to the parliament.
Yeah.
Of which I believe
of
the
it they
president
should
has
push
not
for
done
it.
that.
They should push the president to do that. Yeah, they should be pushing the president to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now in
Because
that
they are MPs are the people oversighting the work of the president. So I think they should be reminding the president that we need an IEBC commission. Yeah.
Now the story of ODM opposing the presidential term limit from 5 to 7 years is there in page 4. Please grab a copy and read more extensively. Now on the same page, now story by Anthony Mwangi states, leader of the majority party in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, has criticized judiciary for what he described as a calculated attempt to invalidate various bills passed by the House and forwarded to the president for ascension. Terming story, you can grab a copy and read. Now let us move with speed to page 5. Impeached deputy president appeals court ruling. Now Rigathi Gachagua moves to the appeal court to challenge decision of Deputy Chief Justice Mwilu empanelment. That is a story by Caroline Mukubwa. What does the story entail, Sodede?
I think I don't want to talk much about this.
Okay, actually,
but, I was very happy yesterday when I got the news that some of his securities are back to him. And I said that's a good move, because right now he's still the deputy president.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now on that story, Gachagua keeps on fighting in his application filed under certificate of urgency through lawyer John Jomo, and Gachagua wants the court to stay the proceedings. And also he argues that the High Court has on several occasions ruled that the issues raised on the said petition raise enormous substantial questions of law and of great public interest. Now the story says that impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has moved to the court or to the appeal court challenging the decision of Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. You can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read more comprehensively. Now moving very fast on page 6, Governor wants fertilizers grants sent to counties. Now bosses of devolved units want to be allowed to separately purchase farm inputs directly.
Yeah.
Now story by Ruben Mwambengu. Now the story says governors are of the view that assertion that fertilizers can be one size fit for all parts of Kenya is deception notion, since crops productivity varies. I think that is true.
That is true.
Yeah, you can't give the same measure you're giving to Migori County, you're giving it to Homa Bay County. Homa Bay County is
Even most part of Homa Bay County is cool and dry.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong, and then Kisii is wet
Yeah.
and cool, something like. So I think the fertilizers used there varies because even the crops, cash crops and all that also varies because in Kisii you find tea, in Migori you can't find tea. Yeah.
So again, they say according to the governors, channeling the fertilizer resources to counties separately will enable the countries to plan according to their rainy seasons. We have different rainy seasons and different environments and in different counties. So that will also help. Now, Agriculture CS Andrew Karanja said the government is currently seeking to ensure food and nutrition security in country through value chain approach to budgeting. Now you can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read that. We also have a filler story. Ruto calls for new regime in licenses for forest logging. Now the president is now calling, saying, now what happens, we are not just going to give people license to do the logging. What's happening, it is going to be like a procurement. There's application and there's a tender notice and people are called to it, those who qualifies, and it says in that the government is going to actually benefit on matters of logging. You can grab that and read much more. Now moving on the same page, state embarks on validation of projects in western counties. Now, a story by Alvin Mwangi says that the government is moving to western counties to check on the projects, the mega projects that the government had launched, to see how far they had reached. You can also grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read that more comprehensively. Now, we see on page 7, Kiraitu refused to testify in Triton case leads to collapse. Now, because they refused to testify, the case now collapsed. Former Minister Kiraitu Murungi had declined to. Now, former Energy Minister Kiraitu Murungi refusal to testify, and the mysterious disappearance of 2 other key witnesses are some reasons why Director of Public Prosecution sought to terminate the case. And so Kiraitu had been listed as a crucial witness, said that around 7.7 billion, 7.6 billion money that has been found missing in that case. Now, as we move on with a speed. Now we see DCI suspect in Isili murder case illegally. They say the person, the story by Zado Kangira, the murder is an Ethiopian and he had served as a police officer. I believe that is very important for us. Now let us move to page 10, and lastly we are going to move to the last page to discuss matters of sports. Now we have quote of the day. Now let's hear what Alfred Mutua is saying. Can you give us what Mutua is saying?
Mutua is saying that page 10, Kenyans want a hand up, not a handout. We are committed to pushing for more job openings internationally, and exploring ways to decentralize the hiring process to make it accessible across Kenyans.
Okay, now let me give you the thought of the day. The third world is an artificial construction of the West. An ideological empire on which the sun is always setting. That's a thought of the day, please. Can you ponder on that? And also, the cartoon of the day. Ruto's 2 years in the office. We have NHIF chief, no deputy president, Adani Sag, affordable housing projects, and we see the president pushing on the wheelbarrow.
And the wheelbarrow has got no wheel.
No, the wheel is rectangular in shape.
No, the normal wheel is circular in shape.
Round.
But the wheel is rectangular in shape. It means that this wheelbarrow is moving, and then the wheelbarrow has got the UDA colors. Yes, the wheelbarrow has got UDA colors. We can see yellow there. We can see, is it green? Green. And then we can see President Ruto really pushing it in speed. That's the irony, by the way. He's not struggling to push it. He's not struggling to push it, but the wheelbarrow is has got a rectangular shaped wheel.
And I really hope the producers put that on the screen for the viewers to view. Now, moving on to the last, what we have, that is Matters on Sport on page 31. Ten Hag kicked out. News broken to Manchester United players about sacking of Erik Ten Hag at the same time as officials' announcement as Ruud van Nistelrooy takes over as intern boss. Now, you wanted to talk about it, now talk.
This news made Manchester United fans very happy, by the way. I saw them in their statuses. Every Manchester United fan was very happy that Ten Hag is no longer going to hug Manchester United. Yeah, and then you have an interim coach, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
He was a very good player, by the way.
From Manchester United.
I really loved him, by the way. Yeah, he was a very good player.
Yeah, Ruud van made history.
We just hope that he's going to be the best and make the best out of Manchester United. Though, as a Chelsea fan, I think I don't wish you the best.
Why?
Yeah,
This is a game of football.
You are our enemy.
Don't be shocked. For the last 2 games, Arsenal has only managed to garner 1 point. Different from Manchester that has garnered 3 points. So in the game of football, you never know what's awaits for you.
What about
next.
Chelsea?
Chelsea has gained around 6 points.
Good.
Because they have won in both the last 2 games that they have played.
Good.
I hope the producer, whatever we are talking about, and I would wish to see his face. I would wish to see his face so that he tells me what he's thinking. Now, Manchester United have sacked manager Erik Ten Hag. The club announced on Monday morning the decision to axe the Dutchman after 2.5 years in charge came after Sunday defeat at West Ham United in the 14th place in the Premier League. That is so bad. 14th place, but we are hopeful. We also, as family said in the Luo language, that man sapodi. Manchester United, the time has not yet arrived. We are coming in speed. Now,
Man sapodi only applied when Sir Alex Ferguson existed in Manchester.
But that is what Manchester is all about. Remember when the last season, when our time came, we had to go with FA. Unlike Chelsea that worked out, and like also Arsenal that only managed to get that, I don't know, it's a 5 shillings coin. We never know. But that is part of what we are having for you in the People Daily newspaper. Now remember to read more extensively, and also stars with tough luck.
Yeah.
And now you can also read that. We have stars with tough lucks.
Yeah.
Now those players whom the way they did things, we just call the luck. We have Pele. You know what Pele did. We know Diego Maradona scoring with the hand.
Yeah, with the hand of God. It was
We
hand
have-
of God or hand of gold.
I don't know. That was his hand.
That was the funniest goal in history.
Yes.
And I remember at one point in time, Luis Suarez, is it Paraguay or Uruguay?
Oh,
There's this time, I think, if not Paraguay, it is Uruguay, was playing against Ghana. And then...
you are talking about Xavi Hernandez.
no, I'm talking... it was in a World Cup, whereby Ghana was almost scoring against... I think it is Paraguay or Uruguay.
And Chicharito.
And then Luis Suarez
Yes, it was Suarez.
alifanya nini?
He became the goalkeeper
He became the goalkeeper, and then
and rescued.
funny enough, Ghana had an opportunity. They were given that penalty. And by the way, in football, if you are kama ni wewe umepata penalty, usipige, achia mtu mwingine apige. Yes, because Asamoah Gyan was almost scoring that goal. And then he was also the person who took the penalty. That is the time every African was heartbroken, by the way. Yeah, we were really heartbroken. Yeah, imagine your last hope and then mpira inachapa crossbar.
Yes. Now, to do it starts with tough lucks. We have there Pele, Diego Maradona, Xavi, Andre Iniesta,
Yeah.
Romario, Gulli, Buffon. Remember Buffon? Robert Lewandowski,
Yeah.
Thierry Henry is also there. You can also read much and much and much and much
We have
and continue.
Gigi Buffon.
Yes. Now, Arsenal injury nightmare. Gabriel Timber forced off against Liverpool in English title clash as host Gunners drew in Emirates. Now, the injuries are still compounding. I don't know how Arsenal is going to move on. But that brings us to the end of this broadcast, the end of